Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here and do a quick book review. And the book is One Dark Window. Really good. I did a buddy read with this with my friends Carrie, Tiffany, and Brittany. And yeah, so for this was a really good read. We all enjoyed it. I think they all gave it 5 stars. I gave it a 4 star. But I definitely recommend it, and I think it was a great read. It gave me all the feels and emotions and took me through the gamut. Um, it does have a unique magic system. Uh, for me, it was a little bit complicated. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention. But there, from the way I understood it, there were two types of magic. So the first is magic that anybody can use, but you have to have what's called the province card. Um, and so these are just cards that have have magic in them, and anybody can use it. They just tap the card 3 times, and that activates the card, and then they can use the magic, and they tap 3 times, and it goes away. Um, that also means they're pretty valuable because if anybody steals them, then you no longer have access to that magic, and the person that stole the card now has access to it. Um, each card has its own unique, or each type of card has its own unique magical effect, and it also has its own unique magical cost, right? So every time you use the cards, or if you use them for too long, there is a downside, or a price that you have to pay for that. Then the other type of magic is, and this is, I'm a little confused on this part too. But with this magic, you can only get this kind of magic if you were infected as a child by some illness that I wasn't quite sure how you got. But some kids got it, some kids don't. But if you went through that infection and had the fever and all that stuff, then you ended up with some type of innate magic within you, that only you can use, and it was unique to the person. So everybody that was infected that survived ended up with their own kind of magic. But again, it still comes with a cost. And so typically with this kind of magic, that you got from the infection, people would start to degenerate, right? So the more they use the magic, the quicker that their body would literally just start dying, and shutting down. So that's kind of how the magic system was set up as I understood it. Again, I found it a little confusing just because there are a lot of different types of province cards, and they all have their own unique effect and price. And same thing with the individual magic, right? It's all unique. There's not like a fire person or whatever. So a little complicated, a little confusing to keep it all straight for me. Um, our So in this story, our FMC was infected as a child, and when you become infected, you have to hide it because the current ruling monarchy does not like that type of magic, and they kill any child that becomes infected. Um, and so, of course, this leads to, right, people hiding the fact that they got infected as a kid and all of this other stuff. But anyway, so our FMC was infected as a child and now has magic that she actually hid from the rest of her family. And so the rest of her family thinks that she was lucky and ended up, even though she had the infection, didn't end up with any magic. But she was just really good at hiding it. And so that's kind of where the story goes. And I don't want to give away too much because it's really good and it keeps you on your toes. And there's a lot of different moving parts. Um, but yeah, overall, I like I said, this book took me through the gamut of emotions. There were times where I was happy about what was going on. There were times I was annoyed. At one point, I actually rage quit reading the book because I was like, no, and I was like, I have to stop. So I stopped in the middle of that chapter, right in the middle of that scene, and went and did something else for a couple days and then came back to it. To me, that's the hallmark of a good book. um, because the magic system was a little complicated for me, and there were some parts where, like I said, I rage quit, so it really bothered me. Um, and I gotta be honest, y'all, I really don't like the FMC in this story. I just felt like she was either blushing or just being meek and mild, and I don't know. I didn't connect with her. I don't really like the FMC. I do like the MMC, Good Book Boyfriend. So yeah. So that's my review on this one. I really think you should read it. Again, it's a good book. It'll take you through all the emotions. I don't want to say I'm excited to start the second book. I definitely want to start the second book and see where it goes, but I'm not really in a rush to do it. Because I'm still kind of mad about some of the things in the first book, and I need to get over that before I get into the second book. All right. If you've read this book, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Yeah, y'all have a great day.